People are mad at CoryxKenshin. Well, some people are. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why are some people getting mad at CoryxKenshin? What did CoryxKenshin do? So, CoryxKenshin has said the T-slur before. Now, this wasn't recently. This wasn't like a few months ago. This was not even 5 years ago. This was literally 12 years ago. I'm not even kidding. So people are basically bringing up that he said the T-slur 12 years later. Like, honestly, I think that's enough time, you know, for CoryxKenshin to literally change as a person, you know? So this person on TikTok decided to go ahead and start bringing it up, like, again, when it literally happened, like, 12 years ago. And this TikTok decided to go ahead and just, like, pull it out of nowhere and make people think that, like, it happened recently and that CoryxKenshin is a very bad person and stuff like that. Like, I seriously cannot understand these people on TikTok and Twitter. They would just find something that, like, happened like 15 years or something like that, and then they would just bring it up again. I swear, these people have probably not showered in their lives. This is probably one of those Discord mods or one of those Twitter users that just sits there all day, like, shoving 2 bags of Cheetos and a huge bottle of Mountain Dew in their mouth while going on TikTok, literally trying to find a reason to try cancel someone. And right now, I'm gonna show you all the clip of CoryxKenshin saying the T-slur. So yeah, here we go.
Oh, Tranny? You know I'm visiting, oh my god!
Okay, let's just read what this person had to say about this whole thing. He said the T-slur in one of his old comedy skits, and someone found it. Least to say, I am very disappointed. I'm aware it was a long time ago, but I really hope he addresses it and apologizes if he ever finds out about it. Bro, this happened 12 years ago. Like, do you not realize that this happened like 12 years ago? I mean, yeah, like, it would be nice for him to apologize, but to be honest with you, if I have to give my honest opinion about this, I don't really think CoryxKenshin should apologize for this when it happened 12 years ago. I mean, yeah, if it was something like a bit more serious, then yeah, maybe, but honestly, to be honest, in my eyes, I don't really see why CoryxKenshin should apologize for this 12 years later. I mean, if you're really gonna get mad at him for this stuff like 12 years later, then honestly, I just think that you're just probably some Twitter user that probably has their room like filled with a pool of tears mixed with Mountain Dew and Cheetos. Like, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to like get mad at CoryxKenshin for this like 12 years later. I mean, this happened 12 years later. Like, if you're just gonna go ahead and just bring it up and be like, oh, I'm very disappointed, I'm just gonna unsubscribe to his channel, like, honestly, I think that, like, we should all, like, not forgive him, and honestly, he should go to jail. And, like, if you're, like, gonna go ahead and just, like, try canceling for, like, something that, like, happened 12 years ago, and just say all of this stuff, then, honestly, I just think you're probably just one of those, like, Discord mods that probably hasn't, like, taken a shower. Maybe they do, but, like, the water's literally Mountain Dew instead. Like, I don't understand that, like, someone can just go ahead and pick up something 12 years ago and then just bring it up again 12 years later to try cancel someone for something. Like, seriously, this was even longer than 10 years ago. This was 12 years ago. This was longer than a whole decade. Like, are you seriously getting mad at CoryxKenshin for this, like, a decade later? Like, more than a decade? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to go ahead and, like, cancel someone, like, let me guess, Jacksepticeye for playing Doki Doki Literature Club 20 years later because it was too scary. Like, honestly, I shouldn't be giving the Twitter circus ideas, but honestly, like, I just wouldn't be surprised that they actually did that. And you know what, now thinking about it, it is probably something that'll probably happen. Well, something similar to that. Because what do you expect? It's literally Twitter. Twitter is just a circus, honestly. But I mean, seriously, like, how is this brought up again? Like, I know I only showed, like, one person, but seriously, this video right here just took viral. Like, this video clip just took viral, and that's why a lot of people are now seeing this again, because someone is after mention it again 12 years later, and now it's just being mentioned up again. You know, this is like some attempt, you know, to cancel CoryxKenshin. Like, I just don't understand this at all. And before you go ahead and, like, say something like, oh yeah, this generation is not soft, you're just mad that CoryxKenshin has done something that he shouldn't have, and we all need to call him out for this. Look, let me just say something right here, okay? Well, first off, I do understand that, like, CoryxKenshin shouldn't have said that, but there is one thing that you really should know. This was back in 2010. What year is it right now? 2022. This was 12 years ago. It shouldn't be really brought up again in the past. I mean, seriously, more than a decade. This was more than a decade ago. Like, 12 years. In my eyes, I don't see any reason to literally bring this up in the past 12 years later just to try call out CoryxKenshin, or like, you know, try to like ruin his reputation or whatever you were trying to do, or like call him out for this. I honestly think that like this shouldn't be like brought up again, because I mean, like I said like 5 million times, this happened 12 years ago. Like, seriously. And before you say something like, oh no, he needs to like learn his lesson. Okay, I'm pretty sure that 12 years is pretty much enough time for someone to go ahead, change. Like, 12 years is basically just enough time for someone to change. Even less than 12 years is enough to change. Even less than 1 year is enough time to change. So, I'm just like to myself, like, why are people like trying to cancel him again? Like, I know I've not seen like a lot of people doing it, but this TikTok just is going viral, you know? A lot of people have already seen this. I know if a lot of people have already called it out. I mean, my friend has called it out. Some people have actually called it out, and it's getting a lot of attention. I'm just saying that you can't really, you know, just like bring this up in the past. Like, when this happened like 12 years ago. I mean, 12 years. I mean, how long was that? Like 2010 to 2022. Like, seriously, this was in 2010. What year are we again? 2022. So honestly, I think we should all just move on, you know? Like, I just don't get why people are trying to cancel CoryxKenshin for something that he did like 12 years ago. I mean, seriously, 12 years, like, that's just insane. Like, seriously, like, are these people really that mad at CoryxKenshin? I mean, 12 years. I just can't believe that they're literally going after him 12 years later. Like, 12 years ago, this happened, and now 12 years later, people are deciding, you know, to get mad at him for this. Like, I'm sorry, but why? Like, this seriously makes no sense at all. Like, it's just pretty funny. Like, it's just pretty hilarious, you know, to see these like people on like Twitter and TikTok, you know, like, you know, just are here aiming their bottles of 5-year-old gone off Mountain Dew, literally just ready to smash their bottles, you know, start making a full-on rant about it and how like he should be like put in jail or something like that. Like, come on, like, seriously, this was 12 years ago. Like, how many times do I have to say this? Like, it's just so hilarious, you know, that like these people are coming out of nowhere 12 years later, you know, just pulling out their fists, ready to start punching their screen and act like it's CoryxKenshin because he literally said something like 10, no, not even 10 years, 12 years ago, my bad, sorry. But seriously, even if it was 10 years ago, even if this was like something like 5 years ago or something like that, like, it's still pretty hilarious. But what makes it so hilarious that it's literally more than a decade, and then all of a sudden it's just brought up again. Like, come on, please just let it slide, honestly. That's just what I have to say. Like, honestly, I don't see any reason for this to be brought up again, so hopefully people actually do understand, like, that it shouldn't be really brought up again, and just hopefully everyone just moves on from this. But yeah, I just somehow made it to the 8-minute mark. I mean, woohoo for me, but who really cares? But anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Subscribe and like the video. Bye!